Happy Thursday morning, everybody. I was thinking this morning while I was out walking the dogs that I've said many times over the last several months that, obviously the legislative branch is not going to save us. The courts are not going to save us. The trial courts are trying. The federal trial courts and the federal appeals courts are trying, but he's got the Supreme Court wrapped around his finger, and they're letting him do whatever he wants to do. So the judicial branch is not going to save us. No outside organizations are going to save us. Democrats in Congress aren't going to save us. That, I've said the uprising is going to have to come from within. It's going to have to come from his own MAGA base. I stupidly thought that was going to be, that was going to happen as a result of the policies that Trump and the GOP Congress were going to pass. I stupidly thought it was going to be things like, the big beautiful bill and what they're doing to Medicaid and SNAP benefits, but they threw in a version of no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. And we did see a few TikToks from people on the MAGA side who were very upset about that legislation, but not a ton. I mean, if you'd have told me 6 months ago that the thing that was going to lay Trump bare to his base as just a liar, and the thing that was going to cause his base to really confront the fact that Donald Trump doesn't care about them or their concerns and that he's just been lying to them the whole time. If you'd have told me 6 months ago that thing was going to be Jeffrey Epstein in the Epstein files, I would have thought you were nuts. But here we are. We're almost 2 weeks in to him ordering Pam Bondi to put out a memo late on a Sunday saying that there's no client list, there was no evidence of blackmail, we're shutting down the investigation, and we're not releasing anything further from the Epstein files. If you'd have told me 6 months ago the thing that was going to cause his base to really start to turn on him was going to be Jeffrey Epstein, I would have thought you were nuts. But that's what's happening. These are really, really strange, dark, and dangerous times that we're living in, folks. But this thing's not going away. It's not going away. And Donald Trump has learned that his MAGA base is not something that he can just flip on and off like a light switch. The switch is broken. I mean, what, 6 years almost after his death, every single news cycle for the last 10 or 12 days has been Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. Every single news cycle. It's been mind-boggling. It's crazy. It's insane. It's bonkers. And again, it's like, the base doesn't care about Jeffrey Epstein's victims. They only care about who they thought the perps were, who were supposedly on this Epstein client list. They thought they were all people from the left. They thought that document was going to be their source material for mass arrests on the left. They wanted like a parade down Pennsylvania Avenue of all of the clients on Epstein's client list arrested, being frog-marched in handcuffs. And they thought that's what was going to make America great again. I can barely process what's been going on for the last 2 weeks. But anyway, I hope everybody has a good Thursday.